Hello and welcome to Open, the one and only show that opens the Bronx and the rest of the world right to you. I am Daren Jaime. Today we'll update you on what's happening in and around our borough as well as across New York City. Coming up, we'll learn about a not-for-profit that's striving to empower students and the local community to grow their fruits and vegetables and learn about more healthy eating habits. And then following that, we'll explore how two foundations are partnering, helping members of the U.S. military transition back into civilian life. A little later on in the show, we'll take a look at the world's largest Japanese festival and explore the most vibrant celebration of Japanese culture right here in New York. And then after that, we're going to discuss an African Diaspora film festival, the Caribbean Film Series. We'll talk about how you can view it and view these independent films. Finally, we'll delve into the remarkable journey of a man whose path to redemption has inspired so many. So stay tuned because all this and much more is heading your way. Right now, we're officially open. Hello, everyone. I'm Daren Jaime. You are now watching Open, a live program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to you. We also want to welcome our viewers to the Manhattan Neighborhood Network as Open is being broadcast simultaneously on MNN's channels. You can stay connected to us on all of our social media platforms at BronxNet TV. Some things have been going on through the course of the past week. We'll take you through it with our Bronx updates. And we kick off our updates with MTA News. Bronx residents and leaders are excited, but yet concerned about the 4 new Metro North train stops coming to the Bronx. Now, the new stops would directly link Penn Station to the East Bronx, consequently changing zoning laws for the borough. The 4 new stations would be constructed in Hunts Point, Parkchester, Van Nest, Morris Park, and Co-op City. Members of the city's planning commission claim these additions foster business growth as well as expanding community opportunities. Still, residents fear it will cause construction-related disruptions and traffic congestion in the neighborhoods. The city hopes the final blueprints for the plan will be completed and ready for Mayor Adams' approval by the end of the summer and service begin by 2027. In other news, Fordham University recently received the largest grant in the 183-year history of the school. As a Jesuit Catholic university, Fordham emphasizes Pope Francis's reminder, the way we care for the earth is the world's most urgent issue. Consequently, the Bronx University revealed its intentions to allocate the $50 million grant from the Environmental Protection Act towards initiatives focused on environmental justice. School officials explained the funding will put towards addressing air pollution, food access, and the cleanup of toxic materials throughout the boroughs. Fordham was one of just 11 schools in the nation to receive the grant. And lastly, New York City recently announced the Project Home Initiative helping to combat domestic violence. In 2022, city data indicated an 8.5% rise in the number of New Yorkers who are facing domestic violence, making it one of the greatest contributors to homelessness in the state. At 1.38 per 130, well, let me put it like that. At 1.38 per 100,000 residents, the Bronx had the highest domestic homicide rates of any borough. To resist the concerning statistics, New York City announced Project Home, a pilot initiative that's meant to assist survivors of domestic violence in securing safe and permanent homes and reducing the time spent in shelters. 100 families residing in shelters will be chosen at random to put into contact with professionals who will help the families search for a permanent home. The initiative, part of a $43 million investment aimed at improving gender equality throughout New York City. That's all the time we have for our Bronx updates. We are taking a quick break. We'll have more open when we return.
I remember when the Bronx did not really have a media outlet properly representing the people of the Bronx.
BronxNet provides for the community by being a community where people can be empowered to share their voices.
We are in a really great place technologically. We've got all the resources that we need to be effective.
Whether it's through cameras, storytelling, editing, we have provided those services for 30 years.
BronxNet's mission is to be a voice for the community.
To educate, to inform, and to inspire.
And you can be a part of it. We've built studios for you.
And we are back. Childhood obesity has been declared one of the most serious public health challenges of the 21st century. Over the past 35 years, the number of obese children under 5 increased by 70%. Now, as childhood obesity has risen, opportunities to tackle the issue in schools have actually decreased, causing a challenge and a need for change. Joining me now to tell a little bit more, we got the founder of Green Bronx Machines, Stephen Ritz. And Stephen, we've been doing this for years, man, but I'm glad to see you, man.
Good to be home.
This is the first post-COVID,
it's good to be home.
Good to have you, man.
Why, thank you.
Thanks for the work that you're doing. As you continue, the Green Bronx Machine is going strong. And really, tell us, the not-for-profit is really about bringing, green right across to young people and also our community.
It's about a couple of things. So first and foremost, to your point, childhood obesity has never been higher. This is the first generation of young people that will not outlive their parents. Think about that. In the age of cell phones, the most amazing medical technology in the world, what we're doing is killing ourselves based on eating. We're seeing the onset of childhood puberty at younger ages. We're seeing all kinds of diet-related diseases that are just mind-boggling. And where does it happen most? Right here in the Bronx. So when you think about lost productivity, when you think about loss of life, when you think about loss of income, these things make a difference. So, as the mayor likes to say, it's no longer birthplace, it's breakfast. It's no longer lineage, it's lunch, and it's no longer DNA, it's your dinner that's going to determine outcomes in life. Wow. So Green Bronx Machine is out to change all that. Born right here, right up the block, and you remember when? We are now touching 275,000 students a day, have trained over 10,000 teachers, and we're in the process of democratizing this process. And what does that mean? It means that, listen, I'm certainly the green guy, I'm certainly the garden guy, I'm certainly the salad guy, but we are the high-performing public school program. So it is the art and science of growing vegetables aligned to whole school curriculum that has been game-changing.
Talk to me about the curriculum. What are students actually learning in the classroom when it comes to going green?
So what we do is we put a tower garden in a classroom, and this project-based learning becomes the lens for everything that a teacher does. Reading, writing, math, science, inquiry, collaboration, cooperation, prediction. So it is literally gardening as the lens indoors using 90% less water, 90% less space. We're all connected via the internet now post-COVID, so the ability to share this information online is incredible. Mm-hmm. And it's literally, kids are coming to school, and in the process of growing vegetables with this daily data-driven curriculum, we're able to, at a press of a button, see what a child is doing, what they're learning, give prescriptive instruction and remediation to both teachers and students in real time, and provide value to the sponsors who are helping. And if you were to tell me, listen, I was here 20 years ago at 300-something pounds, that you could have a simple program for a cost of under $10,000 that transforms school performance, school attendance, teacher satisfaction, student satisfaction, and social determinants of health, I would have thought you were crazy.
Well, let me do
yeah.
pass the shirt, right?
Right, you pass the shirt.
No, so when we first met, right, we did this years ago.
Years ago, man.
And
I was 330 pounds.
We did this interview, and this is the size of your shirt.
Right.
Right? And so now we see you today.
I'm bringing sexy back, baby. I'm the AARP poster boy, man.
Well, listen, you're doing it, and to give you credit for what you are doing, Fast Company 2024, most innovative company in the
world.
Yes.
In the world. We were named as a Fast Company 2024 most innovative company. But, closer to home, 100% teacher satisfaction. 94% of the students who do this program want to repeat it. We were named the top 10 health and wellness program in the nation by the Harkin Institute and the 2021 and 2022 Class C Social Innovation Award winner. So we're just getting started. Super excited to talk about two things today.
The documentary. We gotta
Our
talk about
documentary, man.
Come on quickly.
Join us. Here it is. There's the QR code.
We're gonna
Scan
put it
it.
this way.
See it. Yep.
I'll take it.
You do
Go ahead.
that.
It's the QR code. Go ahead.
That's the QR code. We have an award-winning documentary called Generation Growth. We are having our virtual premiere, if you will, on April 23rd, Earth Day, from 7 to 9 p.m. EST. The film features Ruben Diaz Jr., Reverend Al Sharpton, Mr. Michael Blake, Senator Gustavo Rivera, Sarah Bleish from the White House, Seth Goldman from Honest Tea, Pam Koch from Teachers College, you name it. These are experts in it who actually, pre-COVID, followed us across the country as Green Bronx Machine spread, not only in New York City, but in rural Indiana, Wisconsin, Ohio, places I had never been to. And it shows one thing, that you give teachers some autonomy, you give them unlimited professional development, you demonetize the process, and amazing things happen. So you will laugh, you will jump for joy, you will cry, and you will celebrate these children's success. We even built a farm in the middle of Appalachia. All this is being celebrated on Tuesday night. You can sign up. We have a teacher toolkit. We had a huge offer on the film, quite frankly, a very big cash offer on the film. And I decided not to sell the film because I'm about impact over income. And this, we are partnering with Picture Motion, which is a young, up-and-coming black and brown film company, and we got Quest Diagnostics to underwrite a film tour, so we're putting it out with a teacher toolkit, a community resource guide, a grant portal, everything that will enable us to grow something greater and spread the good word about Green Bronx Machine to bring it across the country, because it's up to us to change the narrative, and we are daily. The success stories of our program are proof positive of what can happen when you support public education and you give children and teachers the tools to succeed.
Talk to me about that impact before we go. From your perspective, how have you impacted students' lives?
Well, look, man, we have 2,200 living wage jobs that we've generated in a volunteer organization. So when you think about what that means, we have kids working at Gotham Greens, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, you name it, the Parks Department. We have kids going to some of the best high schools and colleges in the nation. Kids who want to be farmers. Kids, listen, last weekend we were in Washington, D.C. I want to give a big shout out to Treyana Sullivan, a District 9 student from Renaissance High School, national STEM champion. So we are redefining what is possible. And with our kids' TV show, realize during COVID, we launched a TV show called Let's Learn with Mr. Ritz. It featured my students. We came up with this idea. We had 2 million views. So we have gone from consuming content in the Bronx to creating content that is being seen all over the nation. And now, get this up so people can subscribe. We're debuting an animated show for younger kids, totally science-driven, but also rooted in some of the things that are most important. Empathy, compassion, kindness, and acceptance, and a kind of greater notion of who we are as a society, because that's what we want. Everybody loves the show. Please subscribe to the show. And Green Bronx Machine Kids on YouTube.
Let's get people there on the 23rd. The 23rd between 7 to 9:30.
We've got thousands of people signed up already. We have 20,000 seats available online. You will not only be with me, you'll be with cast members, you'll be with kids and teachers from around the country who are growing something greater. We actually have young people who were featured in the film 5 years ago who are going to actually see the film for the first time. There'll be a grant portal, there'll be a Q&A, you can go out into breakout rooms. We're going to be giving away all kinds of things. We'll be talking about Green Bronx Machine merchandise, how people can get involved, and most importantly, it's really about creating a movement. We have gone from what I would say a moment to a movement, and it's up to us to grow something greater.
I think you have grown the movement. I already know you've grown the movement. We did this years ago, and you were just starting out. And to see where you are today,
listen,
it's a great
seed
joy.
well planted. The Bronx is the most fertile ground. Communities like ours are dying not only for healthy, fresh food, but are also home to the greatest natural resource in the world, the untapped talent residing in our communities. And the Bronx is poised, willing, ready, and able to export our talent and diversity. Can't wait for you to see the trailer. Reverend Al crushes it. Can't wait for you to see the kids in the animated series, their children's voices from our borough, elevating what we can do with schools in partnership. I want to give a big shout out to the mayor and the chancellor. Thank you. We appreciate you. I appreciate them. But man, you've been here from the beginning, my brother.
From the beginning.
And you look good.
Thank you, man.
That's the art of healthy living.
It is. We're trying to live good.
Listen, man, got to keep bringing sexy back.
That's it. Stephen Ritz, our guest here. Listen, now, if you want more information, visit the website, greenbronxmachine.org. Also, follow them on Instagram at greenbronxmachine. Encourage you, don't go anywhere. We do have more open coming up after this.
And
yes,
see the show. You heard?
Go
Get the
check the
show.
QR
Get
code
the
out.
show. Sorry to cover your face.
We're seeing all kinds of health anomalies in communities of poverty.
You got the bodegas with 5 different types of pork rinds, but no fresh fruit.
There's a strong linkage between having poor diet, having poor health outcomes, and then just affecting your quality of life across so many different dimensions.
Zip code and skin color should not determine outcomes in life. I'm out to change that.
Who's the white guy with the cheese hat that's walking around the neighborhood?
I had this vision. I could put this magical garden in the middle of a classroom and build school around it.
Stephen Ritz and his Green Bronx Machine are opening young minds to science, nutrition, and wellness.
When you cultivate a palate, you are changing the trajectory of those children's lives. So sometimes you gotta pull a little magic out of the hat.
You can hug it, but not too tight.
My favorite subject is science.
This is how change happens, one community at a time.
You can't rush growth. You can't go from seed to harvest without care and cultivation in the middle.
.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city, and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak, and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
And we are back. May is Military Appreciation Month. And currently there are 1.5 million active members of the United States military. Transitioning from military to civilian life, a challenging task. It can cause veterans to experience a loss of routine and personal identity. 2 veteran support foundations are now partnering up to help make this transition easier. Joining me now is the Executive Director of Onward Ops, Brigadier General Mike Eastman, and then also President of the PenFed Foundation, Andrea McCarren. And thank you both for joining us, and glad to have you.
Great to be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So when we talk about this transition from military to civilian life, obviously a lot of people are making it, but for many people, we don't really understand how big that transition can be and what that entails. So can you break down a little bit of that transition for us?
I sure can. So whether you've worn the uniform for 3 years or for 30, what you're leaving is a family. It's an identity. It's a very structured place to be. You have a common purpose, a common mission. And for a lot of veterans, leaving that is really, really hard. On top of that sort of, this identity of who I am, I'm leaving in the rearview mirror. I'm also contemplating a series of major decisions that anyone in a major life change has to face. I need a new place to live. I need a new job. I need to replace my health insurance, my life insurance, all of that. For new veterans, all of these things converge at one period of time. And we have found that giving them a little bit of help and a little bit of guidance through that process can set them up for success.
And Andrea, I want to bring you in and talk a little bit about this here, because here you are, and we're talking about PenFed Foundation. Why did you guys decide to do this partnership with Onward Ops?
Great question. The PenFed Foundation exists to empower veterans as they make that transition from military service to success in the community. And as you know, we all need a purpose. We all need a mission. And we are here to offer your viewers something concrete they can do. Maybe they didn't serve in uniform, but they can help those who have. You know, only fewer than 1% of Americans serve. So the 99% that did not now have an opportunity to mentor in the hometown. We need lots of mentors, but also to reach out to their loved one who may still be in the military, but maybe planning to separate at some point. And so we really firmly believe that if we get to them a year before they leave, it can be just completely game changing. We can help with career counseling, all the things that Mike just detailed, helping find housing, you know, everything you need when you make a move.
And Mike, when we talk about making this move, obviously for a lot of people it is very hard. It is a big transition. Having PenFed and Onward Ops partnering together, obviously it's got to be a great feeling for you. Talk to me about the impact that you feel this is going to make.
So, I mean, we're really proud to have this opportunity to partner with the PenFed Foundation. And I think it's because our two visions of veterans align really well. We see them as nothing but huge potential. And so the opportunity to come together and to take a proactive response. We know transition can be hard, so let's just tackle it. Let's build in some time. Let's help them through that so that they can go back to the communities across the country and be really successful contributing members. I think this partnership gives us a great chance to do that.
Either one of you could jump in on this one here. When we talk about the mentorship component, it's so huge. And I think that having a mentor can make all the difference. So if somebody's out there watching right now saying, I'm considering it, what would be the criteria for mentorship? How do they get involved?
So our mentors, some are veterans, some are not. All of them are just Americans with a big heart. They want to help service members become successful veterans and members of their community. And it's really pretty straightforward. For a couple hours of your time a week, we just need you to go to the website, indicate that you would like to enroll as a mentor. We'll take care of the training. It's some online training. There's one session in person where you get to experience what it's like to talk to a veteran, understand the language and the culture, and then we'll match you with someone that's coming to your hometown. And if you can just receive them, share a cup of coffee, answer their questions, you can set them up for success, and you can really change a life in a very positive way without too much time or effort on your part.
Yeah. Andrea, talk to me a little bit about your feelings. This is a great opportunity for mentors to come alongside and really help veterans, but for yourself, obviously, the partnership is definitely rewarding for you as well.
Well, I am the proud daughter of an Air Force Brigadier General who's now laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery. So I'm extremely passionate about this cause. And I'm also passionate about New Yorkers. And I know you have an audience filled with potential mentors. How many of us can actually change someone's life? And it costs us nothing. Just a few hours of your time. And I don't know if coming up in journalism, if you had mentors along the way, but think about the difference. Think about the inspiration in your life. And it's something so small. Again, it doesn't cost anything. Just give your time. We are available to all branches of service. It's just a rare opportunity just to come together as a country. Politics aside, it doesn't matter. Like Mike said, you can be a veteran, maybe not a veteran. It doesn't matter if you have the heart to help someone else.
Right. Mike, the value of mentorship for you, how has mentorship played an important part in your life?
Well, even though I've served 30 years in the military, getting out was just as challenging for me as probably it was for anybody, just in a different way. I'm not going to pretend that I have the same hurdles as a young enlisted member, but I've done this for 30 years of my adult life. And so the opportunity to reach out to folks that have done it before, to understand how it feels, to have a bit of a network to go out to ask questions about, what jobs to consider, where's the right place to live. It just makes a world of difference, right? And it takes me from a place where I'm trying to answer these myself and not knowing where to look, to having people that are there that I can bounce ideas off of. And it just puts you in a different frame of mind. I think it sets you up for a much better outcome.
Yeah, and I gotta get your take, right before we go, a little bit about Military Appreciation Month. I mean, obviously an opportunity to take the time to salute those who've been in service and those who've given service. What is Military Appreciation Month? How does that resonate with you?
Well, look, I think that the people of this country are already very grateful and appreciative to the military. You cannot go through a public setting or an airport in uniform without being thanked for your service, right? So I just think I'm very grateful that the country's decided to set aside a period of time to sort of formally acknowledge the service. But, you know, at the end of the day, what's most important, these are fellow Americans, fellow citizens. They've made a decision to serve this country. And so I think there's, you know, there's meaning in that, and I don't think they're looking for gratitude. I think they're just looking to be acknowledged as, you know, one of us, one of this society.
Yeah, it's very important, I think, that we take the time to honor our military. Listen, I think that you can't say thank you enough for the work that goes on, the lives that have been lost, of the people who are out there serving. And right now, while we're talking, somebody's out there serving to make sure that we have democracy right here in our nation. So it's important, I think, all the time for us to really be able to say thank you. And not just thank you in words, but literally in action. And to Andrea's point, you know, really having, you know, this combination to be able to help and mentor and to be able to help somebody make that transition coming back home, definitely so worthwhile. Andrea, I'll let you leave with the last word.
Well, I just love your spirit and understanding. And I just think this is a wonderful opportunity for all of us as Americans to give back. And probably the most important thing that keeps resonating for me is that ensuring the success of veterans in our communities nationwide is good for all of us. This isn't just good for the veteran who served. It is great for all of us. And I really want to thank you for this opportunity. Let's hope we get a bunch of new mentors and also, importantly, get those transitioning service members signed up for free at PenFedFoundation.org, PenFedFoundation.org, and let's all together make a difference.
That's right. Andrea, we want to let you know, and Mike, we have a veterans facility not too far away from our studio. So I know that they watch, and we'll definitely get the word out and get the word out to the community. And the word is already out, I should say. So thank you both for joining us. Andrea, I got to tell you, I've used to watch you years ago. It's good to actually talk to you. I'm not going to date you. We're going to leave it right there. Used to watch you years ago. I've been doing this for a minute, but I'm glad to see you on the other side to be able to talk to you. So thank you so much for being with us.
Oh my goodness! Were you a former intern or something? That's usually what happens when I do these.
I have to tell you later. Yeah, it says yes. So, and Mike, again, thank you so much for your service as well.
Well, I just want to say how glad I am that people as smart and compassionate as you are carrying on the torch of journalism. So thank you for what you do. Fantastic questions. And I just want to give a shout out to all those at the VA nearby you, because we are grateful that they're watching you.
Thank you. Andrea McCarren, Brigadier General Mike Eastman joining us. Thank you. And now listen, if you want more information, visit the website onwardops.org and then also PenFedFoundation.org. Remember, May is Military Appreciation Month. We want to take the time to salute our military, but also give back in a way to get help to transition and transcend their lives. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more Open right after this.
So BronxNet is a great place for anyone to come to if you're looking to learn how to get yourself in the door, how to get your toes wet, if you will, when it comes to media, when it comes to editing. And I would definitely recommend it to anyone who really is interested in, learning how to work, whether it's in studio production, whether it's field production, whether it's learning how to operate a camera, whether it's learning how to interview and host. This is the place for you to be. This is the place for you to sort of get your feet wet and be amongst other creatives here in the Bronx who are also trying to learn and develop their own content.
And we are back. New York City is home to the world's largest Japanese festival. Now, running from February to November, the festival hosts over 30 events annually with products from over 50 vendors from Japan. Joining me now, the community director of Japan Fest, we've got Misako Shoji, and we thank you so much for being with us, Misako.
Thank you very much for
This
inviting me.
is huge.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about this event, obviously a lot of people coming from a lot of different places, but talk to us a little bit. Give us some history about Japan Fest.
We start Japan Fest 2016, and then we started really small beginning, not like this huge. Yeah, just few days per year, and then few vendor was, and then. But slowly, Japanese culture getting popular, and then people love Japanese food, and then we try to make it bigger and then expand New York City, and then now, here we are.
She says now, she's really playing it down, y'all. I want to tell you exactly. We just started with just a few people. Let me tell you where they are right now. They are at a place where they have 500,000 annual attendees, over 1,500 vendors, and it is the largest Japanese food festival that we have. What is the secret sauce to making it happen?
Oh my God, I think we really have passion, a mission to doing Japanese festival. It's not only a festival, an event. We have a mission to do this. So that's why we try to make it bigger and then bigger every year. I think that's why I like people.
And in addition to the food, because we talk about the food is, everybody loves food, right?
Yes.
But there's a cultural significance too. Talk to us about the cultural significance.
Japanese culture, yes. We also on the side, we have performance. Sometimes we invite from Japan, or we invite a Japanese, a musician, or any kind of artist, live in New York. They try to make it success, so we want to do it together. Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about the event itself, what people can do, or what people can actually see if they come to Japan Fest.
Oh, okay. So first of all, delicious Japanese food you can try.
Right.
And then not only authentic Japanese food, we want to make Japanese food with people love it in New York, in US
different
too.
twists, right?
Yes, different twists. So we love to collaboration any kind of culture, but Japanese style. They try to make it, and people love new style. We keep trying.
Yeah. And when we talk about this here, I talked a little bit about the progression.
Yes.
How you've gotten to the place of 500,000, annual people come every year to just participate. For yourself, what is it that you want them to actually take away after having the experiences? More than just the food, what do you want them to take away when they go home?
Oh, our mission of Japan Fest is make a community, to build a Japanese community who likes Japanese culture, who love Japanese food. So after they came, they have experience of Japanese community, culture, not only food, but atmosphere, they can bring back.
And you have a lot of people, participating, vendors and the like. If there's somebody out there from the Bronx and saying, or maybe even Manhattan and saying, listen, how do I get involved? How do I become a vendor? What do
you love to be a vendor?
Well, we might have somebody out there that's watching and says, I want to be one.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
thank you. So, as long as you have Japanese collaboration item, we love to working with you guys. So just from website or contact Misako Shoji. That's it.
Yeah. And how long does it take you? Because with this being an annual event, how long does this take you to really get on to prepare and to get everything going?
So we prepare from winter season, and then start application from winter. So people apply from last year, and then prepare together. Talk about what you have to serve, what's the best way to sell.
And so, as you do this year after year, more and more people are coming, more and more people. What are some of the major things that people are attracted to?
I'm sure it's food.
Yeah.
But also like we have a good gym,
Mhm.
like a beautiful gym. Like we working together, and then like we also having fun
Mhm.
working there. Like so we making the vibe like.
The vibe is hot.
Yeah.
The vibe is hot.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So tell people when and where, and we'll get them there.
And we also have like 28 days more in this year, so we will be anywhere in New York, New York City. Yeah.
Well, people check it out. I'm gonna give them the website so they can be able to do that and be able
great.
to see.
Thank you.
Misako, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yes,
Thank you.
Misako Shoji here with us from Japan Fest. Listen, now, if you want more information, go ahead and visit the website, japanfest.com. Also follow them on Instagram at JapanFest. We don't want you to go anywhere. We do have more open coming up, so stay right there. We'll be right back. Right after this.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Kat from the Kitty Rose Lifestyle, also from The Next Chapter, where we discuss shades of gray every week right here at BronxNet, Saturdays at 11 p.m. Wow, 30 years. 30 years of BronxNet public access television. I'm a girl from Brooklyn and came to the Bronx 25 years ago, started my journey on BronxNet on public access television in 2016, and BronxNet is where I got my start. BronxNet, I feel like, is a home away from home. They support all of my endeavors, and I wouldn't have been able to be on any of the other channels if it wasn't for the fundamentals that I learned right here at my start here at BronxNet. So I am so appreciative. My son says I should stop telling people I'm from Brooklyn because I've been here now, Bronx Strong, for 22 years. So I'm so grateful, and I wish you much success in 30 years, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 more, because public access is necessary so that people like myself can have a voice. Yes, BronxNet, it's your girl Kat from Kitty Rose. Check me out every Saturday at 11 p.m. right here, Channel 68, The Next Chapter, where we discuss shades of gray. Mwah.
And we are back. American media has a noticeable lack of Caribbean representation in pop culture and the arts. Now, in an attempt to address this, the African Diaspora Film Festival is bringing a Caribbean film series right here to New York City. Joining me now is the founder of DIF, Diarah and Andrea, along with the directors, Juan Zapata, and I believe that he is with us, Juan Alfonson Zapata. And we thank you so much for joining us. And also, we just got one, right?
We got one.
Okay, yes. I want to make sure. Sorry about that. Juan, I messed up. How you doing?
I'm doing well here in
Good.
Barcelona.
Good. Diarah, good to have you. And yes, an opportunity to really highlight. And I want to talk to Diarah first and talk to us a little bit about this here, because as we talk about the Caribbean, we talk about really putting them even more on the map when it comes to the area of film.
Absolutely. You know, I just want to go back a little bit and give you some background about the work that we do. The African Diaspora Film Festival has created a collaboration with the Vice President for Community Affairs and Diversity at Teachers College, Columbia University. And since 2006, we have a program called Films in the Classroom, where we actually have really a space for conversation and for people to be able to exchange and discover different kind of films. And so this month we are going to the Caribbean because indeed we don't see a lot of production from the Caribbean, and we really try to represent the Caribbean in all of its richness and diversity. We have films from Cuba, from Puerto Rico, from Suriname, from Martinique, from Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. And so we really wanted to present, and we have a number of new films that have not screened in New York before. One in particular called Fortune for All actually won the best film from Trinidad and Tobago at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. So we are bringing to New York films that actually received awards in Trinidad. We also have another one that's called Man Up, which is an interesting fiction documentary that explores masculinity through the eyes of different relationships, and that one is from Barbados. And then Who in the Morning is from the Bahamas, and it celebrates the Junkanoo, the carnival that they have there in the Bahamas. So it's full of culture, ideas. We really try to represent many different kind of ideas that are sparkling right now in the Caribbean through this series.
And Juan has a film that is also going to be seen, and we want to bring Juan in. And congratulations on coming this way and having the film seen. Talk to me, Juan, first of all. Give us a little bit of insight into your film, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, it's a documentary film. We film in Dominican Republic. It's called, in Spanish, it's called Mal de Caña, which would be translated into sugarcane malice. That's the English name. And we film in the sugarcane plantations of the Central Romana Corporation in the east side of the island, close to Punta Cana, Bávaro, and Casa de Campo.
And for yourself, the opportunity to really be seen over here. Talk to us about what it means to be a part of this film festival.
Oh, for us, it's great. Not only because actually, of course, we want the film to have as much exposure as it can, but thanks to Armatan and the film festival. Actually, the film, one of the places where it's been seen the most is in the United States. And for us, the company that owns the sugarcane plantation where we filmed the documentary is actually owned by Florida Crystals, which is a US-based in Florida company. So it's like our second target market, what we intended the film to be seen, especially because it deals with the working conditions and human rights abuses by the corporation in Dominican Republic of the workers in the sugarcane plantation. So for us, it's fantastic, and it's like I said, it's like our second audience target, the place we wanted to show it the most.
What is your hope that people will be able to take away from the film once watching?
Basically, I think our screenwriter Gian Matteo put it right from the beginning, and it's that the fact that inequality, it's a fundamental piece of capitalism, of the system of production and exploitation that we have in place right now. And in the case of the workers in Central Romana, most of them are of Haitian descent, a lot of them undocumented, and of course this, like in many other countries, this kind of, I mean, these are unprotected workers. They don't have a lot of the rights that other Dominicans workers have in the Dominican Republic. So in my intention is that we all understand a little bit of all these mechanisms of exploitation of these workers, also of the land. My background is in architecture and landscape, so I kind of tend to look everything through the lens of space, of how it is constructed, and how it affects people's lives. And in the case precisely of Central Romana Corporation, as I said, the parent company is Florida Crystals, which also commercializes the Florida Crystals brand in the U.S. and the Domino Sugar brand in the U.S. There have been many articles and investigations into the human rights violations and labor violations of this company in Dominican Republic, also when they in the Everglades in Florida years before. And yes, we wanted to expose a little bit of what is behind of all these consumer products that we can kind of take for granted how they are produced, where they come from, and question a little bit their actual sustainability, both in social and economic terms.
And I want to get the opportunity for Diarah to jump in here and talk a little bit about this here, because as you know, Juan has talked a little bit about the exposure of exposing people to understanding what's going on. You have a greater lens of exposure that you're trying to do through this film festival. Talk to me about the public takeaway too, because there's so many great films that are out there, and sometimes, unfortunately, we're not exposed to them, but you have the opportunity to bring that to light.
Yeah, we really want to invite people to come and watch all these films. There's going to be a conversation with the directors of Who in the Morning. It's a moment for discovery and also to realize that there are a lot of commonalities in terms of the issues that are presented in the various films. The program is going to be taking place at Teachers College, Columbia University. It's going to be the weekend of April 26th to 28th. And we have a website, nyadiff.org, where people can go and see and watch the lineup and discover all the films. I think that Sugar Cane Malice is a very important film, and it really represents the work that we want to do, which is to bring to light some of the issues that we are facing as people of African descent. And I think that people should particularly come and see this film and try to see if they can participate in any kind of action that is currently taking place to help those immigrants in Haiti that are being exploited.
Yeah. Well, Diarah, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Juan, thank you so much for joining us. Best wishes on the upcoming film festival. And Juan, I hear that you're out there in Barcelona?
Yes.
Oh, that's
for a few years already.
Now, that's my second home. I'll be there in June, so maybe I'll see you. Who knows?
I'm here.
All right.
Give me a call.
All right, be good. Take care. Now, for more information, visit the website, nyadiff.org, and then follow them on Instagram at New York_ADiff. Don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.
Thank you, BronxNet. Congratulations on 30 years. What an amazing accomplishment. On behalf of myself, Alina Dow, and I represent the Dow Twins and the Dow Twins Show, who are young producers. They started, I think, when they were 11, and now they're 14. They started making 30-second little fun facts, and now they are doing 30-minute shows. And it goes to a testament of how much you guys do in the Bronx to make young people want to continue to be involved. I wish you 30 more amazing years and beyond. Thank you for what you do.
And we are back. 9 years ago, our next guest found himself at a crossroads, incarcerated and facing profound questions about his future. Now, through introspection and some self-reflection, he unearthed a calling to make a difference in the lives of others. Joining me now is motivational speaker and also a credible messenger. We got Chris Lee with us. And Chris, thank you so much for being with us, brother.
Thank you for having me. Great morning.
Great morning. Congratulations to you, man. I mean, for you, you're very real and raw about what it is. You've had a life where things weren't necessarily going the right way, but then you've been able to turn it around. So for yourself now to going from one who's incarcerated to becoming a credible messenger, what's that journey been like for you?
To be honest, it's been surreal. The ability to take things from one extreme to the next. I grew up in an environment where I gave way to peer pressure, felt like I needed to be socially accepted, so I made a lot of bad decisions, indoor mistakes, and found myself incarcerated at a young age, from 17 to 33. And while being incarcerated, you get to a place where you're saying, this isn't something that I could continue. So what is it that I'm going to be able to do, not only to be able to go back home, but to remain there? So I got involved in a lot of different programs, one being, I was in a barber program. So I had an opportunity to connect with other individuals, and I built a level of confidence in being able to ask certain types of questions. Then I began to take part in a program such as public speaking. Then I went on to join a program called YAP, where I dealt with inner city youth. And that was life altering for me. So I said, you know what? I can do this here. I'll go to society and be even better, because I wanted people to learn from my decision making and avoid things that I couldn't.
Right. For yourself, give me a sense of when the light really came on for you during your incarceration. Was it in the beginning? Was it in the middle? Was it towards the end?
Initially being incarcerated, your first thought is wanting to go home. The reality is that you have to go through the process, as I did in going to trial, being found guilty by a jury of my peers, to 4 out of 6 charges that I had. And then you get to a place to where you're kind of stalled because you have so much time. So I was sentenced to 13 years in prison at 23 years of age. And you don't know what later is going to look like. It's almost impossible to believe that later is going to come. And then you sit down long enough and you realize, you know what? I can't continue to live like this. So in the middle of my sentence, I got to a place to where I wanted to do something different. And I asked myself 3 questions. Did I want to go home? Did I want to stay home? And did I know what it was going to take for me to be able to stay home? And from there, things just, started to happen. I started to attend college. As I mentioned, the programs I took part in, I became part of a theater program. I made it out.
We use the word credible messenger sometimes when we talk about persons who've come out of incarceration, to be able to go back and talk to the community, to be those credible messengers, people who've been there, done that, and literally got a T-shirt. That's your testimony. Talk to me about how does it feel being that credible messenger to young people, to others, to give them an inside view as to what incarcerated life looks like, but then also to show the whole turnaround. That's got to be a great feeling for you.
Absolutely, it's awesome. Every single day, right now I'm actually at work. I'm employed as an engagement team member / mentor / facilitator at Bronx Lab High School in the Bronx. And I'm able to connect with I have a classroom of about 8 young men that range from the ages of 15 to about 17. And they're on the high risk spectrum, to where they've already been introduced to the legal system illegally. They've been incarcerated. Some of them are on probation. And I'm able to give them my testimony. I'm able to give them my story because I see myself in them. So it's been awesome because although I cannot change every single young person I come in contact with, a lot of them are picking up on the things that I'm able to be able to give them. So I feel like I'm doing my part. Before I had this position, I was also employed at a nonprofit organization called SOS Bronx, where I was able to be inside of the communities, inside of the housing projects in the Bronx, and walk the streets and talk to the youth, interact with the elders in the community. And I myself have also, along with the assistance of my community in Harlem, have put together several back-to-school drives, pizza parties for the end of the year, Thanksgiving giveaways, and things of that nature. So it's been awesome. I'm just, as my shirt says, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. In your talking to young people, you're telling them stories. You're telling them stories about your experience, stuff, and things that have gone on. Give me a little bit about that power of storytelling, what that actually means, how that translates into the lives of people who actually are able to hear your story. Talk to me about that.
So for starters, perception is more important than the truth. So upon seeing me, for one that can't believe that I'm my age, right? I'm 37 years of age. Thank God I've made it this far. They can't believe that. And then it's like, you did how much time in prison? 15 and a half years to be exact. So upon expressing that and then getting into the stories about how I found myself in those situations, they sit there because we live in a world where a lot of people, not just this generation, a lot of people have short attention spans. And unless there's something of interest that's being said, they're not trying to hear that. So once you're engaging in a story about something that's transpired for you and what you've gone through, they're locked in and they have tons of questions after I'm finished. So it works. It's definitely working. It's been working.
I know that you do a lot of question and answer sessions with the young people too, and I know it's just like common conversation, but I know you also were a barber. And when you sit in that barber's chair, we know a lot of conversations flow. So talk to me about how that barber chair experience helped also to parlay to where you are today too.
I learned the terminology. I'm not too sure where this came from. Don't quote me on. A shout out to the person that created it. They say a barber is like a bartender, right? You go to the bar. Sometimes you have issues in life and you're going through things, and pour me a shot, and you begin to talking. So I've learned as a barber that people are more prone to being open to their troubles and their strifes and things that they go through, and they're in need of someone to be able to help them. Because while you're transforming their appearance, you're also there to take into consideration what they're dealing with. And to be honest, I started barbering as just a program. I did not know how to cut hair. And fortunately enough, the first person I had in my chair was someone I was familiar with, was a brother of mine, and he walked me through and said, "Yo, this is how you do it. You do this." And then I learned from there, and it became second nature. You get the confidence because you feel like you're making a difference. And I learned that my purpose in life is to help others. So while I'm transforming your shape up, or getting you to look more presentable physically, I'm able to hear you out, because everybody in this world needs to be heard, and a lot of times that's not the case.
Yeah, my barber Denny Moe down there in Harlem has a popular saying. Yeah, you know Denny Moe, of course.
Yeah, I'm familiar. My man J.R. used to work there, one of my barbers. Yeah.
Okay, but Denny Moe used to say he said my barber chair is my pulpit, man. That's where I get to preach to people, talk to people, counsel people, do that.
Absolutely.
And and there's something special about that chair.
Absolutely, definitely is. You can talk sports, you can talk whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it.
Yeah. So for you, what do you want people to take away from your life experience, from your from the journey that you've been on, as you talk to people, educate them? What do you want them to take away?
That you're going to go through things. The age doesn't matter, right? We're all separated and connected at the same time as individuals by decision making. Doesn't matter whether or not you're a child or an adult. You're going to be provided with an opportunity to make a choice, and what you do with that is solely up to you. A lot of times you grow up in environments, as I did, and that was impoverished. There was a lot of crime around, and of course, there's this idea that you can make a choice and not partake, and a lot of times that's not the case. So fortunately for me, I made some bad decisions. I made some mistakes. I've learned from them, and I want nothing more than other people to realize that you're not your decision. You're not your mistake. As long as you don't give up and you stay brave, continue to like yourself, love yourself, and respect yourself.
Yeah.
And protect your energy always, too.
I got about 30 seconds left, but I know that you've done a great job of creating opportunities for other people. Real quickly, talk about how you've done that.
Well, having the opportunity to get involved within the community, as far as back-to-school drives, going around, being able to collect money for school supplies and things of that nature. Other people, they then watch what you're doing and they actually step up. So real quick, so I actually had the opportunity that was presented to me by a friend to invest in Black Sea watermelons, which is very scarce in our neighborhood. And now that's turned into an actual juice bar. You can find that located on 144th and Amsterdam Avenue at 1705 Amsterdam Avenue, Watermelon World Juices, where we as individuals provide the opportunity to sell the best watermelon juice in the world and give opportunities to the youth and other individuals that are in need of a job.
All right, well, next time I'm heading to Riverside Drive, I got to stop through. All right.
I appreciate you.
All right, now, listen, good to have you, Chris, and congratulations on your life transformation. Keep doing the great work, man.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Protect your energy always.
Hey, all right now. For more information, visit his website at ChristopherLee.com. I want to let you know we come to the end of our show today. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us, most of all you, the viewer, for tuning in. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the recablecast right here, Optimum Channel 67, Rising Files Channel 2133, or watch us anytime on the web at BronxNet.org. Also, a special shout out to those who are watching on the Manhattan Neighborhood Network. You can catch a brand new episode of Open with Rena Valentine on Friday. She's the Cafe con Leche. All right, this wraps up this episode for us. I am Daren Jaime, making sure to keep this channel wide open. Take care. God bless.